It was a pretty unreal watch, but I think it's pretty clear what it was really about. Underneath all the dull bullshit. This is about the arachnids rising up and them taking over piece by piece. Have you not noticed they've just gained in size?
Have you not seen the giant spiders in Toronto? That was real footage.
Yeah, literally. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, webs that size?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? What are we? Ants? Ants?
Yeah.
Speaking of ants, don't get bit by a bullet ant.
What
It's
happens?
the most painful bite from a bug
it feels
on
like
Earth.
a bullet.
It feels actually like a hot iron nail being driven into you.
How is that in any way possible from an ant? Is
It's
it
that.
poison,
It's
or is
that.
it just like...
Its pincers is that
Yeah.
powerful. It just shears your nerves.
Dear Lord.
It's horrific.
Yeah. They can lift like
It's-
400 times their body weight. They can like crush. I don't know. They're big ants.
Well,
This is kind of like the thing that happened in the second Harry
I
Potter.
asked for all of you to bring the organic blueberries, and you didn't. So now I can't have my smoothie.
Well, I mean, do they have to be organic?
Are we going somewhere tonight?
Yeah, I don't have any organic blueberries, sorry. Hey there, folks.
True. Hello.
Welcome to episode 5
Hello.
of Film Club. Today we're going to be talking about Enemy, a 2013 film directed by Denis Villeneuve, starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Melanie Laurent. And Jake Gyllenhaal again. Alright, so it's a mystery thriller. It didn't have a wide release. Very ambiguous tone, not really always straightforward. Thought it was a pretty cool movie. I'm just gonna start to my right. Darryl?
Oh, you're starting with me.
Yeah, what did you
Okay.
think of Enemy?
Well, I was like pretty floored by Enemy. I know it was hyped up like an extreme amount by most people I know. I hadn't really heard any bad reviews. It wasn't the smoothest going down, but when you sit on it and were able to think about it, it just slowly... It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Like, from start to finish, it's just keeping you on your toes, and then once you can kind of get a grasp around some of the main concepts, it's almost like Mulholland Drive in the way that it just inspires conversations and just really gets the ball going. But like, I just personally, 4.5 out of 5. Like, it was one of my favorite movies in the last little while.
Nice. Andre?
Yeah. Oh, I'll take the speaking to you then. I thought this movie was really well executed. It had really great... It was very well produced and felt very meticulous. I like the really small details in the movie in terms of, like, you see Jake Gyllenhaal, or aka Adam Bell, like the history professor, when he's one of the second times he's looking up the actor, his double as the actor, he has to fumble and get the laptop cord. It shows little things. Whenever it shows him inside the car, it's quiet, but you can hear all the sounds of like the steering wheel and the clicking of the turn signal. I like all those the little small things that give the beat and the rhythm of the kind of encompassing kind of life. But for me, there were two sides of the same point where the movie I felt fell short. Like, the motivations of the characters aren't really explained by why they felt to me that the reactions to the situations were a little disproportionate, but that could have been helped if the movie had a deeper surreal element. But otherwise, I thought it was really well done.
Nice. Jamara?
All
We're not gonna do that.
Well, no.
I loved it. I think it was an awesome role for Jake Gyllenhaal. I gave pretty much 5 stars to every category. Acting, I thought, was 5 stars. Pacing was 5 stars. Plot was 5 stars, and I gave cinematography 4.5. It was probably 5. Yeah, it has a lot of rewatch value.
Cut and trim.
Like, the details were one of my favorite parts, because I'm a details person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so I don't know what I'm gonna say, so this is gonna be a bit of a ramble. I almost want to contrast the positive reviews, but I have positive feelings about it too. I know not everyone does. Metacritic gives it a meta score of 61, so that's aggregate total of whoever reviewer is. Who knows how legit that is anyways, and 6.9 on IMDb, but to be fair, it's not, I guess, like your typical moviegoer, your casual moviegoer's film. It's cerebral, right? Like Darryl said, it's one of those ones that provokes thought and discussion afterwards, like a Mulholland Drive, which we talked about 2 weeks ago on the last episode. So what I really liked about it was the mood and tone throughout. So there's kind of like this looming sense of dread almost. I think that was maybe created by some dissonant sounds in the background that they were layering on there. I agree with Andrei that maybe the character's motivations were a bit unclear, like it didn't come across, but I think maybe that might have been on purpose too. Like I did get a sense, like with Adam Bell and with Anthony Clare, I don't really know this person, but I think that's the point. They're like trying to find out who they are, and it's elusive. They're trying to find fulfillment, and it's elusive. They're just kind of, or I guess my theory is anyways that he's kind of distracted by these things, like what was one of them, like blonde women was like one of those things. And I'm going to take it back to a quote that Adam Bell, the original Jake character, or who knows if he's the original or the duplicate, says about dictatorships when he's teaching a class, that historically, and this is important, it's repeated through history, that there's always distractions that these dictatorships give out to the people, like it's bread and like circuses, right, in Rome and stuff. And I feel like, what did I say? I said to Brad it was blondes and blueberries, but
that's wow.
I mean,
I like that.
I just noticed that like all the women in it are blonde too, but I think that's kind of like this Hollywood, I guess, like long since being archaic but still kind of idealized version of, I guess, a woman or whatever. But and then also I think is the dream of chasing, like being an actor, was like a distraction too, because it was like, this will make me feel good, right? Blondes will make me feel good, and then being known as an actor will make me feel good. And they're just these distractions that he has found for himself based on the empire of the West today. So that's an in-depth analysis of it. I'm interested to hear what you guys think of that.
Just the way I was reading it was, I don't know, almost every other scene is a surrealist getaway, and there's very few actual scenes that even take place in reality, per se.
Did someone say there could have been more surrealism?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you
I
did.
said
Yeah,
I thought there could have been a little bit more,
Man,
like a
sound
little
like such a
deeper,
dick.
like
We're making it
a little deeper. I'm not sure. No.
I was
just
to
excited
make it more chaotic. Oh, someone should mention too the opening card.
Oh.
All right.
Oh shit.
Now we're
Chaos is order yet undeciphered.
Now,
Yes.
say it without reading it into the camera.
Chaos is order yet undeciphered.
That's gold. So, a big thing for me is the opening scene. And I think we're actually encountering a character who has a complete personality in that opening scene. Not that there wasn't a double laying underneath or anything like that, but he is more of a complete person. And there's something in the art of the woman who's fingering herself, which is actual reality, that crosses over, and these undescript women bring out the plate and whatnot. That is this introduction of surrealism, and I believe that like the spider is always this significant, like it's oh god, why am I forgetting the word?
Was
It's a
Signifier?
symbol. 6 months ago he stopped working, and 6 months ago she got pregnant, and that was almost like he gave up working in the industry. I'm giving Jamara credit for this. Don't glare at me. He gave it up because he got his wife pregnant. So we're always like what we're viewing as the film Enemy is like Mulholland Drive from the perspective of their losing sanity. So this is what it was like to go through for them. And the split offs are always really two parts of the same person. And he creates the name Adam to work at the school. And that's just how he works his other life. The other woman only knows him as Adam because that is where the split has taken him. So that's like every scene where we see them together is really either this kind of like throwback memory kind of idea. Flashback almost, because
that scene where they trade off the clothes or whatever. He also is that the scene where he gives him the key, the envelope, and he's like, "This was yours."
Yeah.
Like,
Throws it on the bed.
that's the first one.
Oh.
That's the first.
That's in the motel where he's like,
Yeah.
"This was yours. I picked it up."
Yeah,
And he just leaves it on the bed. And he
That was
puts
bad.
it in the jacket that he was wearing.
Yeah.
And when he puts his clothes on later, it's in the jacket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What I think on like a subconscious level is like he's handing the key. Like the key has a lot of weight to him because like that's where he's.
Oh, we haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, the key is like it symbolizes to him like him cheating on his wife,
Yeah.
I guess, and
or at least the
Yeah.
fragmentation.
Yeah,
about,
when he
about
goes-
it repeating.
Or like a
'Cause it's
new secret spot of the city where the spider can't get him
yeah,
is unlocked,
I
right?
like that, yeah.
But the spider
Because
does,
she's like
yeah,
on a different level that it's like his responsibilities or whatever.
Mhm.
exactly,
Is a
yeah.
spider.
And
Also, the pregnant form,
Mhm.
kind of like the dome of.
Oh my god,
Like,
egg
there's
sac. Or
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the webbing sac thing.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
right?
yeah.
Right, looks like a spider.
That
with a
first
fin.
shot,
Yeah.
that first shot where you see her just naked and there's no real point, but she's sprawled out. You can see her legs and different,
Yeah.
and it's all weird. She's posed
like a
weird,
spider,
overlaid.
yeah.
It's fucking Spider-Man.
It is.
Why do I keep having epiphanies on the show?
Yeah, you get
Every
kind
time.
of you and
I'm
Mulholland
just
Drive.
like psychological, yeah.
Just symbols,
Oh, totally. Yes.
like, yeah, symbols with.
Okay, I wanted to ask if
Yeah,
unless you had something
I
else
was
to
waiting
say.
for you.
No,
You've just
Why,
been sitting quietly.
why would you associate yellow with subconscious? That's what I'm curious about.
Because just like the cinematography, the frame is just
The
like,
jaundice, the
color
darkening,
corrected,
the
I
kind of.
It
guess.
just looks
Oh.
different.
Or it's very yellow cast. I don't know if they use yellow lights
Well,
or if
okay.
it's
So
just
would
a
you,
yellow
yeah, so
filter.
it's
Or,
like you would say that it's like the kind of darkened filter of it and the color tone of it.
yeah,
Well,
the color
it
tone.
permeates the scene.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah,
The
this
only
makes sense
source of
because
light.
I don't know if he's at U of T or they're filming,
Or
but
Ryerson.
man,
It's
those.
UGT.
Oh,
Yeah, it's that's
It's
the
not
made up
real one,
university,
but
so they don't
yeah.
get royalties. But man, that building is ugly, and one of the things this movie's clearly about identity.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the things I was thinking of is maybe the actor, his actor life is his idealized self.
Yeah.
Right? Which ends up
Yeah.
getting shattered because his mom does drop that line like, yeah, why don't you give up that fantasy of being a third-rate actor?
Mhm.
And he's just like, what? Like, right? But it's that moment where he kind of sees that, yeah, and that life ends up getting crashed
Mhm.
and destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? He has to
Yeah.
kill that part of himself.
His mom speaks the only truth in the whole movie.
Yeah.
If you actually like listen to everything she says, she actually
Understands. Yeah.
she speaks to the viewer, and like if the viewer's smart enough to
Listen.
pick it up,
And he
She's-
really
yeah.
does like blueberries.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
He
that's-
does.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's one thing is like you obviously can't trust him because
Not
you're
at all.
getting
No.
such conflicted.
You
Yeah.
can't trust either him.
Yeah, exactly.
Unreliable
Either
narrator.
of his selves, like you have to try and piece together what's in between.
Mhm.
Pat had mentioned earlier about this. What it was is the fantasy of Hollywood and this kind of like actor's dream and ideal. And we talk about both partners. We'll just call them like the wife and then the kind of casual partner that Gyllenhaal has. Is that they're both blondes.
Helen
so they're-
being the wife, Mary being Melanie Laurent.
and there is the one scene where things get inverted, where they're upside down, and the woman has a spider head, right? And that's the same woman who's the exhibitionist at the start, right? But she does have the spider head, and that's what Gyllenhaal's dreaming about. And if we look at what spiders do, and this, if we're going on with this idea of Toronto, or just a metropolis being kind of an identity-robbing city, and if we take the one theme of the spider and kind of liken it to what Hollywood does to people, so it catches you in their web, and a spider will wrap you in its silk and eventually then erode you, right? And that's where we have this kind of erosion of identity for Gyllenhaal's two characters, where one of them gets completely destroyed, but he still wants that life. But he sees that when they do end up switching in the end, he can't have it anymore, right? So in the same way...
You said, like, you compared, like, her, like, pregnant form to the kind of, like, nest of spider eggs, which I kind of liked. I think that the pregnancy is a really big impact on his life. He was once this, like, third-rate actor, and now he has to give that up to be a man, to be a dad soon. And it's eating him up inside a little bit, and he's going crazy. He has to cut off his fling. He has to, like, figure out his life, and, like, the spider's kind of eaten from the inside. Like, this little nest of spiders is, like, growing and taking over his life.
I'd say the affair was even a cause, or an effect, or something that was caused because of that. You know what I mean? Like, he eroded him to the point where he needed that outlet, or something. Like, he wasn't that person before that would cheat. But because everything's been, you know...
Right, didn't you say they had their affair, for 4 months? And she was 6 months pregnant? Or something like that?
So 2 months and the affair started.
Who's the enemy? Is the enemy the spider then, the pregnant wife, and the baby?
I wish it was called Double Man.
Well, who...
It'd be easier that way.
Not to be cliche, but who is your own worst enemy?
Right, and I was thinking about that too. Because the double is himself. He's his own worst enemy.
Our most difficult conflicts are often with ourselves.
So I guess we haven't really talked about the final shot, which, I mean, after seeing the film, that was one of the things I looked up, and that was my big, like, what is that even, like, how do you even take that? Just because it floored me at first before I really kind of grasped, you know, like, what the metaphors and the different things the spider can mean. I think the realisticness of the special effects kind of took me back in a way I was not expecting in any way. You know, I think it was actually at Brad's party, Cameron, what up, and somebody mentioned, you know, like, something about a last shot and a spider, and because I'd seen the poster, I thought, oh man, a giant spider comes and there's like an apocalypse, like a Melancholia or something, you know? But then, especially with the short runtime, right? Like, I wasn't expecting that to be the last shot, and it's just like but that's like
it's a powerful last shot.
Yeah,
it is, like, especially with the silence.
Yeah,
when he calls out to his wife and she doesn't answer, you instantly know something's up, right?
Yeah, and because of all the not crappy movies I've been watching lately, because I have all the movies go, I for some reason thought the whole movie she was going to kill herself. I don't know why. It was just like she would do the depressing walk, and she would just mutter around, and she had another life.
And she knew about his kind of his tendency towards affairs.
Yeah, or the one affair. Yeah, is it her again? Is it her again?
Yeah.
It was a man.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, give it up for Jake Gyllenhaal, man. Like, this, following it up with Nightcrawler, losing all that weight, one of the best roles I've ever seen him in, man.
That was creepy.
Yeah,
and he's fantastic.
Yeah. 2 points. Yeah, I was gonna say
he plays awkward and creepy really well.
I still think, like, I was really impressed by Mr. Gyllenhaal's acting, and I still think his best is ahead of him. Like, he'll probably find a couple more roles that are just gonna blow you away.
Okay.
That's all for Film Club. Chaos is order yet undeciphered. Enemy. Denis Villeneuve. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Thumbs up.
What year was it again?
It's awesome. 2013.
Yeah. 2013. Good year.
Good year.
No, it was a shitty year, actually.